All right, folks, joining me right now is the beautiful, the talented, the incredible Maria Kanellis, Super Mega Fest 2021. Maria, how you like being here today?
I love it. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. Now, this is the second time you've been here. Remember the first time you came here with your husband, Michael?
Okay, yes.
And how is he doing?
He's good. He's very good. He's home with the kids right now. Actually, I think he's heading off to a show.
Oh, okay. So let me ask you one of my first questions. With Ring of Honor closing down, you're a big part of that. What are your thoughts about your great time with the company and it closing down, your overall thoughts of that happening?
So Ring of Honor isn't closing, but we don't know what the future holds. So for the first 3 months of next year, Ring of Honor is kind of being put on pause. And then in April, they're going to do a pay-per-view. So between that time, I think what they're trying to do is really reassess what the company is about. And hopefully, Ring of Honor comes back stronger than ever. But we all were released. So all of this fantastic Ring of Honor talent is now out there on the independents and also going to all these major promotions. So it's an exciting time in wrestling, for sure.
Out of everything you've done, what would you consider as one of your favorite moments of your entire career?
Oof. You know, my favorite thing I've ever done is probably behind the scenes. I've really enjoyed my time with Ring of Honor, being able to work with the women. After the Miranda and Roxy match at the pay-per-view for Ring of Honor, they came back and the looks on their faces, because they knew that match was fantastic. I think it was the match of the year for all of female wrestling, maybe in wrestling in general, because it had everything. It had emotion, it had heart, it had that hope for the future, and I'm really proud of that.
Now, when you came in, you know, with the Diva Search and everything, women's wrestling has evolved and gotten so much better, and the women are respected more, and they're having 5- and 10-star matches, and now fans are looking at the women as they would look at the women, as they would look at the men. How do you feel the evolution of women wrestling has come along?
Well, I think that's a little bit of a misnomer. There were fantastic wrestlers even back then. I mean, you think about Awesome Kong and Gail Kim and what they were able to do on Impact at that time. So there were incredible wrestlers back then. It's just that the biggest company of them all, WWE, wasn't spotlighting them. So these are things that women have fought for a long time. Everyone from Mickie James to Victoria to Trish to Lita. We've begged for more and more time. And now we're finally getting that opportunity to show what we can do. When I started putting together the Ring of Honor Women's Tournament, I was curious if I would have, you know, as many wrestlers as I needed for the tournament, which ended up being 15 total. And come to find out, I could have done a tournament of 32. There are that many women out there. And they're fantastic talent. They compete with the men. They also compete individual matches back and forth. And then you also have the tag champions that are out there as well. So it's a really exciting time for women's wrestling.
Did you also like the NWA Women's Pay-Per-View in Power that happened?
I did, yeah. It was great to see so many people coming back together again.
That's fantastic. Your last run in WWE with Mike, and he was known as Mike Canelos. I mean, how would your experience of that last run? What was it like? Did you kind of fairly not like it, or are you glad you got it over with, or?
You know, at a lot of times people ask me that question. I love to perform, so I don't look at a script and think to myself, "Oh, I can't do that," or "That's embarrassing," or "That's whatever." I look at it as an opportunity. And it's just unfortunate that WWE is so immature in the way that they think, that they don't think things through. And they had a golden opportunity to really create a star in Mike Bennett, and they chose not to. And I think we see that over and over again with WWE, is they start to get, you know, behind someone, and then they cut their legs out. I think maybe it's immature thinking, maybe they just don't think things through. But it gives everybody a great opportunity on the indies and in these other companies to take a bit of that name and really highlight what they are capable of.
I agree. How do you maintain being drop-dead gorgeous, drop dead gorgeous, have 2 children and a husband, manage that life, being beautiful, having the 2 kids, and pro wrestling? How do you manage it all?
I don't think about it much. Okay. I think that if I were to think about all the things that need to be done during the day, it's too much. I like to say I'm always failing at something. there's always something that I'm focusing more on the women's division at Ring of Honor, or I'm focusing more on my kids, or I'm focusing on my husband, or I'm focusing on photo shoots, or I'm focusing on what comes next in wrestling. And so something is always kind of being left behind, but at the same time, I try and just keep everything moving, you know. I kind of give myself the name of the bulldozer, where I'm just like, no, I'm coming through. This is happening. I'm going to do it.
Nothing's in my way, right?
No. I mean, so many people thought that when I was released from WWE back in 2010, that was it. That was going to be the end of my career. It's 11 years later. I'm still in this business. I'm still having the time of my life. I'm still performing. I'm still creating. And I feel like this is actually the best time of my life. So... yeah, I'm the bulldozer.
You are the bulldozer, folks. Maria, the bulldozer. Let me just say this, please, with all due respect. Let me show this picture right here. This is going to be the best ass in professional wrestling, if I can say that, please. I mean, the beautiful, beautiful Maria Kanellis right here. Japan, Ring of Honor, WWE, TNA, Impact Wrestling. You have done it all. But my last question is, what does the future hold for Maria Kanellis?
Ooh. I think that it's a very scary thing that I was able to run a women's division, because now it's the only thing I want to do. So even though that opportunity is kind of ceasing to exist, we are in an exciting time, and it's pretty much the only thing I want to do moving forward.
I think you're doing a great job. Thank you so much, Maria. Ladies and gentlemen, the one and only Maria Kanellis.